All right, so welcome back. Episode 18.
18?
What's up, y'all?
Getting close to 20.
We are. Yeah, we got something special for 20, so
Real special.
Keep tuning in.
See if y'all can guess in the comments what it is.
It's going to be a fun one. All right, so today, first let's run through a couple questions here from past episodes. We got a question here from Buddy Robinson, referring to Brandon and Damaso's episode. A couple of humble legends. Loved hearing them compliment each other on their work and what they liked about each other's pieces and the technique they used. GOATs. If anyone doesn't know what GOATs means, greatest of all time.
That shit's being way overused right now.
Right, it
Shit
is.
Dead.
Yeah. I had my kids ask, what the hell is GOAT?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Muhammad
so yeah.
Ali should have trademarked that.
Totally. So, buddy, thanks for the question. Both super humble dudes.
Oh, yeah.
They feed off of each other, even when they're not in the studio. As far as like critiquing each other's work, like they're always down for that.
Yeah, they typically have two different kind of styles. Yeah. So like one guy will influence the other and vice versa. So
It's cool when we get back some pieces and then we have to decide, like, oh, wait, who did that one? Or, like, sometimes they get pretty close, but...
Totally kind of guessing on, who did the illustration, so... Yeah, no, it's cool. It was great to have them in the studio. We'll do more of that. Like I said, we're going to have the retreat coming up, so we'll do some podcasts and have them on for that for sure. And then we'll plan some other trips where they're sitting down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The more the merrier with them.
Yeah, because it was their first time on, and honestly, they had a great time.
Yeah.
They were both kind of like, that was fun, super jazzed on it. So
They killed it.
Yeah, they did. So they're pumped to do some more, so we'll make it happen. All right, so we're going to answer a comment here from episode 15 of the Seaside Brewery branding. So Tom Place says, awesome episode, but there was an audio thing going on if you have a sub. There are these extremely loud, seemingly random thumps in the super low end. Had to turn my bass all the way down and my sound system for it to be bearable. Just a heads up. But again, such a great episode nonetheless.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. I think I kind of know what that is. Will kind of yells at me every episode because I sit here and kind of go back and forth, and then I pound on the table for whatever reason. And Will's like, stop pounding on the table.
Dan's passionate. So we get into some, logo reviews, and he's just like, got the drop shot on that one.
Yep,
boom,
just kind of like, making motions at the screen and pounding on the table. And Will had told me that in the past, like, dude, I hear that in the headphones, like, big time. Stop pounding on the table. Yeah. So Tom, that's my bad. I'm working on.
We're working on it. Yeah.
trying to keep that in mind. So
now imagine getting a logo critique, at the same time, and it's like, make it a little bigger, boom, boom, and you're like, oh shoot, okay, yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, thank you, Tom. All right, so let's move on. Let's jump into this episode. So
throwback.
So it looks like towards the end of the year we're gonna have a couple design conferences, getting back to normal, back in motion. I know Creative Works is kicking off again, so that's exciting. We had the pleasure of doing the branding for the last Creative Works, which was 2019, I think it was. So that was fun. It's kind of special to us. We did the branding, font, and the whole package for that, and then went out there. So we'll run through that. But before we get to that, let's jump back and look at the very first creative conference that we did, which was Crop.
Yep.
With Matt Dawson back in 2017. So
and I'm assuming that he's having an event this year too. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Jordan, you might know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
I've seen comments. He's making comments that there is plans and something
sure
will be kicking off. So
his events are always fun. So
yeah, they
excited to see what he does, where it's at. Who are the guest headline speakers.
Yeah, because this was our first time. Matt introduced us kind of to the conference thing. I had known about Adobe Max and stuff like that. Just never really went, Totally. But it was Matt who kind of reached out and was like, "Hey, you guys come out, do a speaking event. You can do a merch booth." So yeah, it was cool. So let's run through some of this. So Baton Rouge, Louisiana, first time there. For me, for you, right, Dustin?
I went when I was a kid. Doesn't really count. Yeah, as an adult, it was cool. It was nice. It was everything was walking distance.
Yeah. Super nice venue.
I liked it. It was a little hot and sticky, but all good.
We made some graphics for the event.
Yeah, this is throwback too, so we be looking much younger.
Yeah, I know, right?
Myself included.
The pandemic will age you quick.
Dude, for real.
Yeah, so we were asked to speak and basically speak on, I think it was design and branding, more of like a promo and, how we promote ourselves and the merch and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it was a good learning experience, just getting on stage and talking in front of, I don't know, 100, 200 people. It was, I thought it was going to be easy, and then you get up there and you start, feeling the sweat run down your stomach. And yeah, I think the mics went out and Dan had to go back and handle the mic problem. So it was just me and Damaso, trying to hold it down, and it ended up being okay, but it's very nerve-wracking right there.
it was a good learning experience. It was something that was kind of like, okay, we can do this.
Yeah.
We're not great at it, but we can do it.
And here we are now, talking every week on the podcast. So
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, it's the content that's the gold, like
it is. Yeah,
that's
for
what
sure.
people want to hear in those
Yep.
stories and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then one of the exciting things was, Matt was like, hey, we have this merch section, so bring out all your merch. You'll have a table. You can sell a bunch of product. And that ended up being super fun.
yeah, it was busy. We kind of had to stay at the table, stay at the booth the whole time because people, were kind of coming up looking to buy stuff.
Yeah. And then at the same time, Matt had asked us to do a T-shirt for the event. So in honor of Louisiana and their state bird, kind of see the T-shirt here, which is up here behind us. It was actually printed in this book here, type.
Good type.
Good type. Yep, good type 2. So it's in that book. So we did these T graphics, and then Industry Print Shop printed them. First time meeting Tony in the industry.
Oh, yeah,
They had a booth there. Tony's super rad dude. It was super cool to hang out with him. And
Yeah, they do a really cool, live printing process that, you can kind of see, and it's paper printing, so you think silk screening, but it's not T-shirts, so it's a bit different.
Yep.
So they're doing the paper printing right there, and pretty cool to see. I think they had maybe one color already printed, and they were doing the black on top, and then you can just grab your poster and, just hot off the press.
yeah, it was cool.
What's the thing called? There will be bleed or something. Like that?
Yeah. They're kind of pop-up mobile screen printing for events. There will be bleed. Yep.
Yeah, and
which
then
is cool.
one of the last photos at the bottom, we met Morning Breath.
Highlight of the event.
Yeah, super cool dudes, just very normal. I'm a bit older, so it's like these guys are legends, kind of in my eyes. Maybe the kids now don't know who they are, but these guys are some of the founding fathers of this kind of field. So one does the design aspect and one does the illustration, and they are personally top 3 favorite. So
Yeah, if you don't know,
Go check 'em out.
Yeah, if you don't know Morning Breath, go check them out. They're out of
They did that
Brooklyn.
poster too up there.
Yes, yeah, they did this
Yep.
poster for the event. Just super rad dudes. So it's cool to meet them in person, hang out. That was a good time. So kind of scrolling down here, we also had next to us, we had Grizzly Wheeler come out for the first time.
yep, taking a nap at the booth
Yeah.
per usual.
He had printed a bunch of our shirts for that event, and we did a bunch of different designs that he has on his tees here. But yeah, he's kind of snoozing at the booth. Grizzly comes to hang out most of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's fun. So yeah, overall it was a good time. Like I said, it was our first event, and we were pumped on it. Definitely left there to tell Matt, hey man, if you want us back, we'd love to continue this.
I mean, I think that's the one we were there late, had a bunch of beers in us, and we were telling Matt, like, let's do it in Portland. What the hell, we were, just super upfront with him and saying, we'll help you find the venue, we'll help you build the lineup. It took a couple of years, but it finally happened, so we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yep. So moving on, 2018, Matt called us back, Baton Rouge. This time, the first time in 2017, we did basically a workshop. I forgot it was more of a workshop than an actual on-stage speaking event. 2018, we were asked to actually speak on the main stage. So super pumped on that. Made some special new Lincoln skateboards. So we had to haul those out there, which was a pain in the ass.
That's never fun.
Yeah, never fun. So went back, had the merch table, had a little bit more merch this time, actually a little larger table. Got the skateboards. People were pumped on the skateboards that we actually didn't bring enough. You see this dude here holding the skateboards everybody signed. Well, he had everybody at the event sign, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So again, for this event, we did a tee for it. So this time we went with the alligator and the snake.
Tony figured out some trick where he printed like all the way down into the pocket, and it's not cutting, so I'm sure he just cranked that shit open and printed on it. But
Yeah, he wouldn't tell us.
It wasn't stretched out. yeah, these are some of the tips and tricks that he has that this is why he's legit. You know, he's the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was so hyped on that.
Yeah.
Because you
Just brought it
just
to
saw
the
the
next
mouth.
level.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just see the mouth of the gator coming out of your pocket, holding the crop logo. So, yeah, I was hyped on that. And I kept asking him, dude, you got to tell me how you did it. Like, how'd you do? Do you rip the pocket off full cut and sew or what? And
He didn't spill the beans.
he didn't know. He's like, I definitely did not take the pocket off.
Yeah.
Or it is not a cut and sew tee. So, yeah, still wondering on that, which he actually did it for the crop Portland as well, which was rad.
Who were the headliners at this one? Last one was Morning Breath. This one was.
This one, the headliner was Young Jerks.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Right? Yeah, because
Yep.
we had our booth right next
Yep.
to.
So yeah, Matt's always getting these, big names. I think he
Yep.
had Draplin the year before, Morning
Yeah.
Breath, Young Jerks. It's
Yep, it's always
good lineup.
always a good lineup. Yeah, so for when we got there for the launch party, we did a drink and draw. So at this bar, this distillery in Baton Rouge, everybody came out to launch the event and kind of did this whole drink and draw. Davey did an illustration of this bottle with the pencil going around it. So basically, everybody, you got Jordan sitting down there with what's this cat's name? Is the one dude who skates really well. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah, Grizzlies buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 7.
Cameron.
It might be Cameron. Yeah, he was just recently out here in Portland. And we didn't get a chance to hook up.
Yeah, that dude's
there he
cool.
is. Yeah,
Yeah, but that drink and draw, it could have got drinking and drawing. Usually I end up drawing something specific when I'm drinking, but it could end up getting weird. It didn't.
Yeah.
Davey ended up drawing something that was super cool, and I think they were printing these. They had this light table. They burnt his illustration into a screen and then printed them right there.
like right there.
Yeah, on the spot,
Yep.
which was I never seen anything like that. So the fact that you burnt it from art, that's cool. It's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
Because didn't he draw the piece on the spot?
Yep.
And then
on
they
the spot.
Yeah.
It was like draw. Hey,
Yeah.
piece is done. Tony, here you go.
Burn the
Tony,
screen.
flash and start printing them right there, handing them out, which
Yep.
was crazy.
Yeah.
Because
That's cool.
usually you're scanning, vectorizing or digitizing, and then printing film out.
Yep.
They kind of cut all those processes out.
Yeah, which is super rad. Little photo of all of us, Grizzly, Scotty, Perspective Collective. You got Matt, the whole crew. Moving on. So at this event, we had actually got pretty deep in the conversation with Matt on the crop Portland. So we set a date. So at this event, they were actually handing out and screen printing T-shirts to promote the
Next
event coming up, which was the Portland crop. Here you're seeing the two T graphics. And yeah, so here's that Irish pub.
Yeah, that was
There's an
fun.
Irish pub right across the
Yeah.
street from the venue that you spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, good
It was,
vibes.
yeah, it was.
And I think they're open late, if I don't remember.
They are for sure. Yep. So great, another great event. At this event, we actually got up on the main stage and we're speaking. So yeah, it was fun. So left this and we're like, okay, it's on. I think we had, I don't know, like you said, like 5 or 6 months before Portland crop was gonna go down. So went home, started kicking around ideas for that. Matt and Tony actually flew out. We showed them around town, started looking at venues.
Yeah, scouted some buildings,
Yep.
talked about lineup, who's on the wish list, who can we get down here.
So they go back and we kick off basically the logo process, developing the logo for the event. So crop Portland in summer. So we kicked around like what represents Portland? Beaver, rain.
A lot of rain.
The axe.
Axe. You got
Yeah.
the Rose, Rose City. So yeah, you're seeing here a bunch of different sketches. Everyone kind of kicked in on this.
But yeah, the Beaver's a no-brainer. It was like
It is.
just perfect.
Yeah, these are fun. I mean, these top pieces. A lot of these are Davies. You got the axe and the log.
You see the final one in the middle there, like
Yeah,
it's
you
super
do.
close to
Yep.
how it turned out too.
For sure. Brandon even kicked in a couple that were kind of simple, little beavers.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of got the Yeti guy looking over, which this inspired our guy, which we did after this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People sometimes ask, hey, do you guys do sketches and, before you start? So this is kind of an example of that. We kicked this project off with internal sketches. From those sketches moved on to basically the comps we were going to show Matt and Tony. So comp 1, This is this you, Dusty?
That's Jordan here.
Is this Jordan?
Yep, that was me.
Good,
Yeah.
good solid rose. Obviously, it represents Portland.
Put the little crop symbol inside it,
Yeah. Yeah, it's sick. Very, very clean, simple. I like that.
There we go.
Comp
There's
number
our
2.
guy.
There's our guy. So this was not used, so I pulled him and basically used him as our dude on our hats and whatever. He's around here somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, Portland kind of got the Sasquatch. I'm glad they didn't use this because then we couldn't have.
Right.
So Brandon did the illustration of the Sasquatch here. Another Portland one.
Another clean rose.
Yeah. Is this you again?
Yep, this is me.
It's you, huh?
Yep.
Right? Yep. Yeah, nice little simple rose. Moving on to comp 4. This is you, right,
Yep,
Dusty?
this is me. Yeah, with Brandon's illustration in there.
Comp number 5. This is you as well, Dusty.
Yep.
Those were basically the comps we presented. So going back to the top here, we got the final one. So they wanted to go with the beaver with the beanie on.
Yeah, perfect.
Super sick.
Yeah, we got the full, a couple options. You got the full body, you got just the tight piece with him creeping over, and then, I don't know, a marriage of both of them.
Yeah.
Kind of a badge lockup style.
Date changed. August 17th was the final date.
Okay.
And then, of course, we
Got to have an animation for this.
We finalize it. We get the animation, which is playing up on screen over there.
Ooh, this is Damaso right here. Look at that.
Yeah. Damaso did the animation on this. Boom.
Sheesh.
Ooh,
that
oh,
arm. That
look at the
arm.
arm in the rain.
Dang. Smooth transition.
Kind of forgot about this one.
Arm, dude. That arm makes it.
Yeah, so that played during the event as like a commercial kind of break,
Yep.
which was rad. So yeah, that ended up being the branding for the event. So sent that over to Matt and Tony. Tony went wild with it, made a ton of merch, and then the day finally came. So we ended up having a kickoff party at the old office in Portland.
Yep.
So brought the trailer out, popped up the Easy Up, called it the basically pop-up crop block party. You've seen that kind of flyer here. Had Night Watch Studios in the house. He was actually he had a merch table, and then Tony was live screen printing his posters. I should have brought down. I have the film from that poster hanging in my office. And then we have his huge blanket over here, banner that he had at the event. So super rad guy. I'd never met him.
Yeah, he's the best.
Then. Yeah, even his it's his wife, right?
I believe wife, yeah.
Yeah, his wife was
Crusty.
super. Yeah,
Tall boy and
yeah,
crusty.
tall boy and crusty. Like they were great.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Super rad. So
Yeah, he skates super well. Illustrates the best. He's just a good guy all around.
oh shit, I forgot. Kendrick came out.
Yeah.
Damn, Kendrick, Grizzly, Draplin. Yeah, it was Jason the 29th.
Yeah, who's who in
Yeah.
the basement.
Yeah, it was a good time. You got Draplin kissing Matt there.
Oh yeah, Benny.
Benny in the house. Benny was the head speaker at the event.
Yep.
So we actually teamed up with him and made a little zine for that event, which I should have brought some down here. Yeah, it was cool. Cool to work with Benny on that. He sent us all of his assets. We laid out a little newspaper that we sold at the event. It was just a great time. I forgot we had all those dudes in house.
Dude, it was.
Yeah.
When we had a bartender serving beer.
Yeah. Everyone was skating the mini
The
ramp.
line was crazy big. Even
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yo, I'm an employee here. And it's just like, yeah, get in the back of the line. You're
Right.
like, damn, I just want a beer.
Did I pump my own beer?
Yeah.
I think the keg went dry at like 10 or
Yeah.
something, 10 o'clock or something. I'm like, fuck, what the hell? Like, where can we get more beer? And then in the end, that next morning, Matt and I are kind of like, dude, good thing the keg went dry.
Yeah.
Right,
Because everyone
right.
kind of slowly dispersed. Like,
Would have been
dude,
there all
if
night.
we still had alcohol, we'd have been there till 2, 3 in the morning.
Totally.
Yeah, so that was fun.
So I was gonna bring up that's Jason 29th.
Oh, yeah, he went and got the tattoo.
He raked it in there, just like, yo, I'm gonna get the logo tattooed, and I'm like, yeah, right, sure you are. And sure enough, Jordan shot him over to AWR. This dude gets a,
did he go to your shop?
The old one I used to go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like one of the premier shops. The fact that they even had an opening was, he got lucky. And yep, sure enough, you pull your sock
got the
up.
beaver.
You pull your sock up, and he's Kilroying right over.
Right over the side.
So good.
Yeah.
That's great. That was a great night. That was super fun. But next morning, 7 a.m., we had to be back at the event. So wake up the next morning, a little hungover, and head over to the event. It was at a big theater. What was it called?
The Armory.
The Armory.
Yep.
Yeah, downtown.
Downtown Portland, West Side. Great venue. We were doing a speaking event. We had a booth. Jason 29th, I think he was hosting
Yep, he was
the
the
event.
MC.
Yep. So we got a photo here of everybody: Amir, Mark Bricky, you got Matt, everybody, the whole crew. We had a fun little merch table set up next to Draplin. It's cool to hang out with him.
Oh yeah, Benny was next to us too there.
Oh yeah, Benny. Yep. So it was Benny, us, and then Draplin.
Tall boy in the corner.
Tall boy. Yep. Was right across. So it was.
And then Industry had their stuff down there too.
Yep. Industry had a huge booth. Draplin about to kiss Brandon, or I don't know. Yeah.
Whispering, thick lines into his ear.
Yeah. So yeah, it was cool. We got up there and did a little speaking engagement. I think we had the whole crew on stage that time, right? So again, Tony did the There Will Be Bleed, but this time like on stage up in front of everybody, which was kind of cool. And he kind of went through the whole screen printing process. It's pretty rad.
And that was our poster too, right? That they were printing.
It was our poster. Yep. Which is there's that one. But then the one for the event is smaller one down there. So
look at Brandon's sketch here.
Oh yeah, here's the sketch for that poster
from
behind.
the final to the sketch.
Yeah,
pretty interesting just to see, no trees, no state, no sign.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool to see that.
Yeah, it is. Got up on stage. I'm kind of behind the podium. Had the whole crew sitting behind a table and kind of just kicked it back and forth as far as projects and clients and things like that. So it was kind of cool. Which we did that at Creative Works as well. Where everyone was on stage.
Probably helps take some pressure off you.
Yeah, it does.
More of like a round table
For
talk.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark Bricky did a talk on podcast, and then you have Matt and Tony. Benny ended it off with his buddy OK Pants, or what is it?
That I don't know, but I see the pup. That pup inspired like half of his line.
Yeah, his dog up there on the screen.
Levi, maybe? I don't know.
Ended off the night with a I don't know what you call it, ending party at Wacom Experience Center.
Happy hour.
There's like 20 or 30 Cintiqs laid out. Everyone can kind of play with them. There's everyone's a designer, illustrator here, so you'd look over and someone's working on a masterpiece here. Someone's working on one over there.
Yeah, I was watching Benny get down for a little bit on one.
I was just like, damn, I'm not touching these right now.
I don't want to embarrass myself in there.
Right. Yeah. So that was Crop, man. Crop has been great. Matt's been great to us. Tony, they were going to have their a cruise they were going to do. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
They had set up the cruise event. I think like a hurricane or something was happening, so they had to push it out. And then they ended up canceling the event, and then COVID hit, and so it's been a minute before since Crop
he's got
is-
hit a couple
Bad
couple
timing.
times, but
so
as soon as he has another one, I'm down to go. I mean, that sounds fun,
No, definitely. I'm sure Matt will be coming back strong, and now he's in Austin with Tony.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's easier, you know.
Easier flight for us too.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been to Austin, so I'm down. So after Crop, we were invited to go to Creative Works in Memphis, Tennessee. Worked out a deal where we ended up doing the branding for the whole event, all the marketing, animation, signage, and then actually developed a font for the event too.
Yeah.
So
which is actually currently for sale right now.
Yep.
Go to the shop and check it out.
It's called Driven.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
I believe so.
Yep.
And I think it's relatively cheap. So.
Yeah, because the tagline for the event was "Driven to Create." So actually, in the very beginning of the conversations with Josh, he didn't have a tagline kind of nailed down for the event. Every event he did in the past had a specific tagline that went with it, and then the art goes with that. So we were kicking around ideas. Driven to Create seemed like a cool, fun idea. I'm like, hey, yeah, let's do this, because then we can kind of work on something that's a little bit auto, or truck or something.
There.
Yeah, it definitely lends itself to some ideas that you'll see. We got some, cats behind the wheel. And
Yeah, exactly. So kicked it off with sketches for the logo. So wanted to go with this kind of hot rod theme. The cat, I'm not sure, can't even recall the cat, why there was a cat.
I don't know why, but it's cool. It works.
Yeah.
He's a cool cat.
Yeah. I can't recall if there was a reason for the cat.
Ooh, the letters.
But yeah, you'll see some of these sketches here that Brandon did for the actual mascot. So landed on a final mascot, took that to final, and then built out the Driven to Create type badge and the head of the cat. And you kind of see this type lock up here that was used everywhere. And then down here you have the tees for the event. So super fun. 1 color tee, 3 color tees. So everybody got the font for free.
That was there, yeah.
Yeah, we had a little cards. Basically, you got this little card, and you could download the font. So
yeah, just something different. It's like, yeah, here's the logo, but like to find more assets to make with it, it was cool that we were able to do this, and then everyone there was able to get one.
Yeah, and then from that we made a little kind of intro, little bumper graph or animation that could be used before and after each speaker.
Yep,
so,
yeah, this was on screen,
Yep.
for quite a while.
Yeah, it was. So that's kind of why it kind of has this repeating of the guy going across the bottom.
This is Frankie too? It's Frankie, huh?
This is Frankie, yep. So basically got all this dialed in and then flew out to Memphis. We get this Airbnb set up by Josh, and we Uber from the airport to the house, and man.
Well, first, just to set it off, the Uber driver had an open carry pistol on his side and let us know when we got out of the car, like, y'all know where you're at, and tapped his holster, and we're like, oh shit, okay, if we didn't, we do now. Like, yeah, one of the evenings we were driving back to the Airbnb or wherever, and there was like, I don't know, 17 cops, a small tank outside, not our place, but 4 houses down in there raiding a house, and sure enough, we saw them bring a guy out hogtied, and at least for that minute there was enough cops around that felt a little safe, but it was a little different,
Yeah, it was interesting. The house was nice.
Oh, the house was great.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a newer house. It was great, but yeah. So I talked to Josh and his wife later on at the party for the event, and he was like, "How's the place?" And I'm like, "Oh man, like it's in a bit of a rough neighborhood." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, it's pretty freaking shady. Even the Uber drivers are like, damn, what, you guys know where you're staying?" So then he looked up the address, and his wife's like, "Oh shit." Like, yeah, you guys are on the wrong side of I guess there's like a grocery store in the main street, and we're on whatever, the south side, and I guess you go right across the street on the north side, and it's
better.
Yeah, it's better neighborhood. But yeah, it was
definitely an eye-opener coming from, Portland.
Yeah.
It's like everyone, it's pretty mellow, so.
You got to keep you on your toes over there.
Yeah. Totally, yeah. So we got to see all sides of Memphis. But yeah, scrolling through here, we got the banners, using the type, the logo lockup.
Yeah, even just like the big old sticker on the window, that thing's massive.
Yeah.
I mean, just to tie it in, they got the tires to, go with this whole driven theme.
So yeah, it was cool. The headliner for that event was David Carson.
Yep, legend.
So super legend. When I was going to college back in whatever, not 98, 99, I had one of his first books and knew about him and shit. So for him to be there, speaking as the main speaker, I was like, oh hell yeah, we got to hook up with this dude.
Totally.
So sure enough, found him in some little there was like a little attic area in that one bar where there was like this small ass little bar, and he's kind of posted up, and finally everyone kind of made their way up there, and it got super crowded, but it was cool. Super mellow dude. Sat down, talked to him for a while. Yeah, it was a good time. I was hyped on. It's always cool when you meet some of these people, and it can go two ways,
right?
And
you have that expectation.
And you hope they're cool, and you kind of jive, and you guys can talk shop or whatever. And he was like that, similar to Morning Breath dudes. But yeah,
here's another one. If you guys don't know this guy, you should for sure go back and dig into his work. David Carson, man, some awesome stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He's almost like, everything was so just kind of boring, early 90s look, and he came from this total opposite side, like this zine vibe. I think now they call it neo-brutalism, which, call it whatever you want, but it's just totally different. I mean, certain people have their exact looks, where you could see his piece and yep, that's David Carson.
He wasn't snapping to the grid, that's for sure.
No.
There was no grid.
Command U was turned off on that, no smart guides, but...
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's just kind of living the life, traveling around the world, surfing, working on his laptop on the beach.
The dude's got a house in the Caribbean that he surfs with a surf spot right out front, like, and he got his start in kind of surfing and Quicksilver and Billabong, stuff like that, as well as Ray Gun magazine. So he's really deep in the surf industry. And he's not faking it. I mean, the dude surfs like all the time, which is cool.
I think he just dropped a masterclass on the internet that goes through this, Even listening to his talk, it was definitely more inspirational than anyone else, because it's like usually people are like, oh, look at some work I've done, where he's kind of getting into theory and why this and why that, and
a lot of like why not was
yes,
his thing.
yes.
Like, you know, he's like showing like, I mean, he was doing some ads for like BMW or something, you know, and it was like, dude, super abstract and like logo cut in half and typed down here, and you know, and his thing was like, why not? You know, why does it?
Is
have
it
to
working?
Be?
Yeah. Doesn't it catch your attention?
Yeah.
Like, is it selling the product? You know, all the check boxes you got to hit.
Yeah.
And then he's
But
doing
he
it.
told a ton of stories of like presenting work like that, and them going, hell no, no way, and just like canceling the project and stuff.
I bet.
So he's like, I've failed a ton, you know, with my style, because clients think they want it until they see it, you know, and their logo's cut in half or the type's you know, off the page, and you can't read it at all.
There was something he was saying. There's a magazine maybe called Helvetica or something along those lines, and then on the cover, he did his cover take, and it was using gill sands or something just totally wrong. And he's like, yeah, of course this is. I'm gonna not do what you know are expecting. So it's kind of cool to hear that. You're like, damn, this dude does not care, and it works for him, you know. So
Yeah,
He's one of the guys that's like in the list of, you know, the history book of graphic design. Like, he's in that book,
he's
you know, for sure.
maybe one of the first, you know.
yeah. Had a booth there, big booth. We were right next to Grizzly again, and then down from Oxford Pennant was there, which those dudes
kill it.
Yeah, the dudes are rad.
Yeah,
Great.
I spent too much money with them.
Yeah, they had some giant pennant banner things that were expensive, that were hard to pass up. Photos of us before backstage getting ready to go on. Kind of similar setup where I was at the podium, guys were sitting in chairs, and we went back and forth on different projects. Yeah, great event. Creative Works, check it out. There is another one coming in November. So
this year.
Yeah, check that out. So yeah, let's end this thing off with, so Industry hit us up to do some apparel for them. So we did a bunch of different designs. Industry has a thing, their logo is a buffalo, or bison, whatever you want to call it. So Damaso went in on this bison illustration.
Yeah, he did.
The colors on that, like, dude, I wouldn't want to be the one printing that and, you know, setting up the registration, but they would handle that just, you know, perfectly.
Anybody's gonna kill it. Industry can.
Yep. Yeah.
That's a challenging piece right there.
Yeah, he's mean, man.
Yeah, he's not happy.
That is a pissed off bison.
Yeah.
Scrolling down, we got the classic eagle tee.
Can't go wrong with the eagle.
No. This color choice here is interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. That wet.
Yeah, that's
wet ink or blood.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do the this will or we will bleed or whatever their event's called.
There will be bleed.
This is it right here.
That thing's bleeding for sure.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah. Nice little badge, clean badge.
Yeah, gotta have that.
Industry print shop.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
That's tight.
Damaso with the Eagles holding the squeegee.
And another one that would work great for There Will Be Bleed. Ooh, with the color.
Look at the color version.
Dang.
Oh,
I don't know if I ever saw that.
no, yeah.
The
So it's
color, I
black
saw
and
that
white.
one.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, like, you could do a squeegee with hand pulling, like,
I've seen a million.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we've seen it so many times, but it's like, how do you do that a new way? And then you come with something like this, and
That's
you're like, dang.
Yeah, this is different.
Yeah, right now on Instagram, there's so many silkscreen shops that are getting badge kits done, and every single one is that squeegee at that angle pulling, and it's just like, oh, dude, need some new stuff.
It's a bit overdone.
Yeah.
Got another buffalo head. Nice little clean mono line. This one's cool. You got the squeegee screen character mascot. I haven't seen that very often.
No, that's one that's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as
Where
the
you use
actual
the screen.
screen as the character. Another nice clean graphic badge. Script.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
That one doesn't have bleed.
Yeah.
Has no bleed. Yep.
It's the
Yeah.
pre-bleed.
Yeah. So that was just 10 different T graphics we sent over to Tony and Industry. So fun little project.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, check out Industry. They do some great screen printing work, out of Austin, Texas, and
Yeah, one of the best. I mean,
Yeah.
paper and T-shirts. A lot of places are just kind of one or the other. He's handling both.
so yeah, that's our kind of our what we've done in the
Speaking space.
Speaking in event space. Hoping to do some more. Looking into doing some stuff here as well. So yeah.
And honestly, that kind of that whole space almost inspired us to do this podcast because we weren't out and about talking to people, you know, we weren't engaging and having those conversations. So it's like, how do we do that from our own studio? You know? So,
100%. Yeah, exactly.
And here we are.
And here we are going towards number 20.
20.
Yeah, Jordan's right. I mean, when COVID hit, it was like, oh shit. To me, that was one of the first things I'm like, shit, I'm gonna miss that. You know, that interaction, selling merch, meeting these new people.
Exactly.
Like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna keep this thing rolling? So that's where this podcast came into play. Yeah. I mean, I've said that before. We would not be doing a podcast if it wasn't for COVID. You know, so,
right?
Yeah. But I'm happy we are now.
Yeah, going forward, we need to do both. Go to the events, as well as do this. Maybe we have an episode on stage at the event. You know, you can go flip it for days.
Yeah. We're gonna keep it going. So cool. All right. Well, we're 18, so
on our way to 20.
We're coming up quick.
Wild.
Yeah.
So like I said, we got plans for 20. So tune in. That'll be dropping here soon.
Oh yeah.
Big surprise.
Yep. All right. So what do we got? We got to
hit the bell, hit the like, hit the comment. Just hit them all. Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram.
Yep.
You know what to do.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe TikTok. Well, I don't know. We'll start one of those. We're too old for that.
I don't know. Yeah. I've been told we need to by everybody, but we'll see. One of those things I'd rather own one thing than just get all spread out everywhere.
I hear you.
So, yeah, cool. Well, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, until next time.
Yep.